When you were growing up, and because you said, you were in theater, did you and your friends do lots of like fun makeup? Did you do that kind of stuff?
I was never big into it, but like I learned how to do it because like in theater they do those like paints, kind of like just to like really darken your features for the stage. But so I feel like I learned how to contour, but I didn't actually understand what the purpose of it was. So I was never, up until like the last couple of years, have I like really been like, okay, if I do my makeup better than I have before, like I'll look better,
No, you look amazing.
Oh.
Makeup's just fun.
Well, exactly. But I didn't have fun with it before. It wasn't my thing, but now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that this will inspire you because the last time the time that Omar did my makeup,
I'm gonna be sad
I was doing my makeup for like a week after that. I was like doing it and I'm like, oh, highlighter, it's 8 a.m. Put some highlighter on. Of course. People are like, your skin looks amazing. Like, it's highlighter. That's very crazy what it'll do for you. Like, what do you do?
Highlighter, sober.
Yeah, once you put it on me that day, I was like, I can't live without this. Yeah. It changes it completely. So let's chat about, there's nobody in here, so we can chat. When you went to college, did you find yourself, what frame of mind were you in whenever you first were entering college? Because you said you did almost 4 years.
Yeah, it was like, my gosh, how many semesters are there in 4 years? 7 and a half semesters. Like,
yeah.
My frame of mind going into college was like, I was just really mean to myself. I was very, very like upset about my body. I had like spent the summer starving myself and like getting really good at running. But like I hadn't yet lost weight. In fact, I like probably like gained weight. I just didn't know what I was doing. And so I was going into college, I was really unhappy with how I looked. And then also I was like, I have to be the best if I want to make it, in musical theater. So I was like disturbed, almost like just like torturing myself with like what I have to do in order to make this work. And like I wanted a rigorous program that like kick your face type, I don't know, like
boot camp.
Yeah, I wanted like a boot camp Broadway type. No forgiveness. Like I want to be the next whatever, Sutton Foster.
Yeah, you want a boot camp.
I really did. And like that's what the BFA, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, that's what, you audition for that and they only take a couple people each college. So it's like, oh, that's what I wanted. And I did get it in like the school I went to. But like, I just needed to like, I wish I just relaxed and enjoyed college. I was like freaking out the whole time. And I've had ADHD. Here, I'm going to keep going. I had ADHD. Have had it forever. And like, I didn't know why. I always had the worst time getting my homework done, just the worst. And I'm too embarrassed to not do my homework. So I always have done I always got decent grades in school because I tried really hard. I'm not book smart. But then in college, I was like, oh my God, I would have forced myself the last minute to get it done. And I would. But then of course, like if that's your freshman year, you're going to slowly get like worse and worse. And so by like junior year, I couldn't bring myself to do like good work. So I was starting to like need to repeat some core classes. And I always was like I really want to like do this and I physically can't. Like I just cannot get myself to do it. And I thought it was like depression. It probably was, but also there was a little bit of like needing that focused help, I guess. I mean, I was just like, I had no idea who I was at the beginning of college. I was loved by my parents, but like, what a damn mess. I wouldn't go back, but.
Did you, were you using at that point?
No, great question. I had never even had it. I probably had my first drink like a week before I went to college. No, I had never smoked weed and nothing. My first try of drugs was weed and I was 21, which typically you're like, oh, you try weed when you're like a teenager and then kind of fall out of it at 21. No, I got really into it at 21. Had never really thought about it before. I mean, I was just so focused on theater. But then the high that I got from like being on stage, I realized I could replicate by smoking weed.
Oh,
And I was like,
you were getting that dopamine.
Yeah, like not like I had never experienced anything like that. Yeah. I thought the only way to experience that was be on the stage belting my face off. But I also got the same result with smoking weed. And I was like, oh, hang on. So that opened up my world. It literally acted as a gateway drug to me. I do love weed, and I still do. But like in that time, I was like getting real curious. Like, and then once I started getting used to weed, I was like, what else? And by that point, I dropped out of college. But so I was, until the very last lick of school, I was not known as any type of stoner, drug, anything.
So, who introduced you?
Well, actually, like my little brother, he's 3 years younger than me, he was like a pothead from like age 11 or 12. Like, so I had smelt it. It had been kind of around me. But it wasn't my group of friends, so I didn't really see it much. But I was offered weed, throughout high school, and I was just like it just wasn't my world. I never even, I never considered it. I don't know, which is so crazy because like, I just don't think I knew. I hadn't yet unlocked like more of myself and more of the things I realized that like make me tick, and not like drugs or like my passion, but like I do just naturally have an interest in like changing the chemicals in your brain and how that works and stuff. And like just like how fascinating that is. And I think it's because like my brain hurt for so long. It's interesting that you could like.
When you say your brain hurt, do you mean while you were in active addiction or before?
Before and during. Well, yeah. I would say my head started to rot like at the end of my I would say like junior year is when I just like, the depression started to set in. Nothing had happened to me yet. Like I hadn't been with my abusive ex, but I think I was like, I had eating disorder. So I was just like super, just basically throughout college, my biggest concern was my body. Like that was all biggest problem. And then after college, then it became less of like a body thing. And okay, wait, I need to pause. Going back to what you said about who. So my brother introduced it to me, or not really, but like I'd known about it because like, okay. And then a friend from college, like my senior year, like I was like, okay, it's time for me to smoke weed. And like the first couple times, like feel it all and fine, like feel it. And then it took me a couple times, but I was like, I actually like this. But I think that's where I was going with that. But it was just, I mean, my brother said I went home, I went home from college senior year, and my brother was like, why are you treating weed like it's heroin? Because I was like, where's the weed at? Like, I was like so new to like that world, Leslie. Like I was like asking dealers like the most naive shit things ever. Like, how can I get the most amount of product with the best quality at the cheapest price? Like, it's like that doesn't happen. That's not a thing. You're gonna have to pay.
It was haggling.
And they're like, ma'am, that's nothing.
Is that the best price? Okay, so that's you like.
I didn't know. It was when I was dating this guy who like this is when I finally got high the first time. I couldn't figure out. I'm like, how does one purchase weed? Like, this is how far away from the world of drugs I was. Like, I was like, how does like a drug deal even effing work? Like, I couldn't fathom like an exchange of goods and like what would be said, which is so funny to me because it's like what it's just like.
You just asked.
It was so far out of my world. I was like, I cannot picture what it would be like to buy drugs. Like I pictured like the pizza man, where he comes, ding dong, like, yeah.
So how long were you using pot, marijuana, whatever? How long were you using THC before you were like, okay, I'm going to go ahead? next level, this is no longer satisfying me?
Probably a couple months.
Oh, you went quickly.
I did go quickly. Yeah.
What brought that about?
I was at this time, maybe it was like my age group or something, but like we were all really getting into like not like the hit bands, but like the maybe not even alternative, just like the more indie bands that, and all these festivals, everyone was going to Electric Forest, everyone was going to Lala, everyone was going to, so I was getting really into like, I was starting to not listen to musical theater and starting to listen to like other genres I might like, which now I like something different, but back then. So I guess, everyone was starting to do these festivals, and then my friends were like, let's go to Lollapalooza. And I like had heard that, there's drugs at festivals. And at this point I had like a serving job and I had been asking around like the older servers, like about I'm like, I must have heard of what, it's just like trying to remember like what the hell I thought acid or mushrooms were at that point, but I don't know, must have known something. But like, I knew that that's like something you would take at a festival. And I think that was the next thing I was really curious in trying. But I was like so scared too, because it's like, oh my God, it's like unknown drug. But I don't think I had been high on an edible yet. So I didn't really know what it was like to be like that, like in that, yeah, just different. I mean, it's mushroom. I don't know if you tried it, but you can't really describe it. But, so I actually did acid my first time at Lollapalooza. And,
so you
wouldn't think like, okay, that's like a normal story. Like everyone does it. But yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, I mean,
Corinne, you just jump in.
Isn't that the next step?
I'm trying to figure out. I think I did. I think I was like, I'm trying to think.
I feel like that's the next
acid
step
did
up.
not come second, but maybe it did. I did try
What was first, weed or for you or?
for sure.
Yeah.
Alcohol, then weed.
Yeah.
But I got high the first time in between class, and it was the worst idea.
Yeah.
When you said that you didn't get high, I did, and I had to stand in music for an hour and a half. It was a double class, and I had to stand and sing alone. It was the worst.
Wow, I bet you sounded like really good though.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
The skills when you're stoned.
No, that was so. Yeah, no, I guess I did. Yeah, you know what? It's really not that far of a jump because the first time I tried acid was with a girl I worked at a dry cleaner's office with, and we were like 16.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it's like a more intense edible kind of, or like
Interesting.
trippy edible,
I was shocked for like a second, and then now I see that that's really not that far off from my own.
Yeah, right.
It's not like I tried like.
It's still a party drug. It's still, or not even. It's not even coke. Like it's pretty accepted next to weed, right? Like I feel like that's the next thing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, mushrooms are close to becoming legal in Minnesota.
For sure.
Actually.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I know that it. People use do microdoses and stuff, and are very successful with their mental health.
Oh yeah.
Microdosing. I would never keep it micro.
Because we're drug addicts.
I would be like, all right, let's.
For me, I'm just like
macro this up, yeah.
Exactly. Like I'm like I tell my boyfriend I just did a little microdose of the mushroom. He's like, Corinne, a microdose for you is a 3.5.
Yeah,
a full eighth, and I'm like, what? Like,
it's funny. So you had clearly changed your friends group. Your friend group changed at that point.
Well, okay, yes. Totally. Like I started dating before I met the ex.
You met the ex. Was this a club? Was this a club friend? Like, how'd y'all meet? And if you don't feel comfortable talking about any of that, that's okay. I can always
no. Oh no. I was like going on at the time. It was Bumble was the thing, not Tinder and not Hinge. It was Bumble. So I was on Bumble and I got into this guy's friend group and we were. Oh man, it was so. I wish I would. it was like, that was what was starting to get me in the music. And then they were smoking spliffs, which I had never had, like half nicotine, half weed. And so that was like starting to like, I don't know, there were just like things that I was starting to do that were like opening me up more. And like I was a server, and like the server world, there's like drugs in that. So I was like just starting to like my world was starting to clear up on like the blurriness of like what that looked like from like the clouds I was in, focused on theater and coming from like Shakopee, Minnesota, white suburbia type, whatever. So
Did you ever struggle with much identity?
I don't know how to answer that. I'm not quite sure.
I have. I was just curious.
I don't necessarily think.
Identity as
It's
in,
hard to say.
as in like who you are.
Yeah.
Because I used to fantasize about different types of like I don't know how to explain it. Like like I wanted to be like I wanted to be a nun, so I embodied the life of a nun.
No, yeah, no,
Second,
that.
third, fourth grade,
Okay.
you know, like something like that. And then in fifth grade, I was like, I think I want to be a cowgirl. I want to, so
Like-
I'd embody that. And then I'd be like, I want to be a skater girl. And I embodied that.
Like, what do you mean embody? Like,
So I would
like,
just
in your head,
become that.
pretend.
I would digest all of the information for that. And
Oh,
I guess you would call me a poser.
no.
But for me, it was like, now I look back and I wasn't a poser. I was just trying to figure out what I liked and what I didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever felt that you had, because I know that my friends who have had addiction problems, they've also sometimes suffered with, I don't really know who I am or what makes me really, truly happy. But then again, that's just a question.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting that you said the part about you, and your like experience, like pretending you're something else, because that kind of rang a bell. I'm like, oh yeah, I do like, I would try to like pick up things that I loved about my favorite characters. I was a big reader,
Mirror.
stuff like that.
That's the word, mirror.
Mirror.
Do you mirror people very much?
No, I don't know. I guess, like, I am impressionable, but like, I kind of like take what I like from it. Okay, and like, okay, what I was realizing that I think is like the answer to your question for me is like, I like,
Take
brain.
your time.
Yeah, true. When this coffee comes, it's gonna be really helpful. Okay, what was I saying there? Give me a second. I've like had characters I've admired, or like maybe even people I always wished like we had more money when I was growing up, because I was always so stressed for my parents, like secondhand stress. But every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna talk like that character, I'm gonna talk like that girl, be like that girl, I like forget. And so it's always literally been, I've always just accidentally been myself, and I like literally can't fucking help it. And I like annoy the shit out of myself.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. I love what you just said, by the way. You're like, I forget, and then I'm just myself.
No, and so it's like I wanted to, whatever that question was, like I wanted to change or mold to be like something I want to be, but like unfortunately, I just like cannot help but be like 100% myself, and like that comes hand in hand with like I've always wanted to be a shy, mysterious kid, but I'm the opposite. I can't help but like I speak before I think, and that's always been it's always, I wanted to be that cool shy kid so bad, but like my problem was I couldn't shut the fuck up, or like if I had a reaction to something, I would say it. I feel like there's been like a seal around my answers. Like I'm not quite getting to where I want to. But that last question, I feel like that helped me break through into a real answer. And I want to keep going, pushing. That.
I've got the real questions.
Not like you've been asking me the wrong questions. I'm saying like, I feel like there's been like some type of, not a block, but like some type of like seal around me where I'm like, not quite articulating what the hell my purpose is of being here. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. I was worried I wasn't coming. Like, I was just worried I wasn't like speaking the way I wanted to.
That's natural.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I wasn't being as myself as I could have been for the camera because I was like dying by the end of the day of exhaustion, which I shouldn't have been, but like I was so excited to get to Dallas, and before I didn't get much sleep, blah, blah, blah. But
you did really good. You did really good.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess I have a fear that like after like you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, what a waste of a podcast like this. So this girl did drugs. Like, okay, everyone else has done drugs. Like there's nothing like, she's been,
Corinne,
or like that there's been nothing profound about this, or that I actually end up having nothing to say. Those are my fears.
That's okay. It's a fear, and it's okay because it'll go away.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you that there's no way that your podcast, I picked you specifically. There's like your content, what you have inside your mind, what you say is what I want to share with everyone. And the vlog is kind of difficult because it makes it feel like we've not really talked about too much stuff, but it's like when I did Omar's interview, we haven't done the interview, we've just done the vlog, and he only got to talk about like very small portions of his story. And so it's like, I'm happy that we get to do yours right following, because then you'll get to go, oh, I see it's all tied in now.
Yeah, and I guess I want, if I tell my story or when I tell my story, like I want it to not get lost in translation. Like I want the reason why I'm putting myself out there and like sharing all this to like be apparent, rather than it just be like, I went to the hospital, look at me. I don't know, like like people who maybe were the type of vibe where like
the people that are interested,
like leaning into the suffering is like, I certainly didn't lean into the suffering, but now I'm going to try to capitalize. But
no, but so Corinne, the people that are watching the podcast, they are not typically, they're in the part of curiosity of how they can get out of the situation that they're in. And your words are the inspiring part. Your story is the inspiring part. It's not, if you don't get something out the right way, the people that are going to look and get information are going to be like spouses, moms, siblings, educators, people that are seeking knowledge on how to coexist with addicts. So we don't care. We don't care what other people think. We only care what the people who are looking for information are, and we don't even care what they think because they're just looking for information. They're not looking to judge or have an opinion. They're just looking for answers because they're desperate. They're desperate. They're Googling, how can I help my brother with meth addiction? They're not judging
videos. Like no one knows about there's some treatments that are good,
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Okay. No,
I've got it all.
I appreciate that. I have these worries, and I just like, I needed a reiteration of like why I'm here. Not even that, but like
that's normal.
I've almost had like a creative block too the past week because I haven't posted on TikTok. And I don't know quite what to do now because my last post like went viral. And I'm like, well, now is my page going to be like satirical, dark humor, or is it going to be like inspirational, or is it all? I mean, So,
I think
ideas though, but
life is the journey.
Yeah,
it's the journey. So even if next week you do want to be like, you change it whenever you want.
Yeah.
And those who are meant to follow you will stay for the ride, and those who don't, they just worked their way out sooner than later.
Absolutely.
You just keep being true and authentic to yourself, because that's what, don't worry about what the trends or I have that one video that's got like 380,000 and all my other ones are like 600 or 3,000 or I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Because what we're gonna do is we just want information. If your video gets shared to 2 people, you've helped someone.
Right.
And that's all that video needed to do. Help that one person.
And I also, if I do gear more into the like sarcastic, dark humor of it side, like there is it's different than like an inspirational, uplifting page about sobriety, but there is also like something you would get out.
There's a lot of those though too.
Right. There's something you would get out of let's just say I like fully go dark comp, because my last video went really well because it was just like the stupid, this is your sign to stop smoking crack. And freaking people thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, oh, maybe people don't need another inspirational channel. They need my like dark, sarcastic humor that I always have, especially when I was using. And I don't know, so maybe there's nothing myself.
There's nothing wrong with dark humor. I think a lot of people actually connect more with it because it tends to lean more towards truth and authenticity than, hi, welcome. People like a good fuck here and there, and you know, I could have died or I should be dead. People like that kind of thing. It makes you feel relatable.
Yeah.
You do you. Try the dark humor. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not cynical, but it's real.
It's super mean because when I was like gonna die, like I had to go to treatment. Man, I had the best jokes. I was like, oh my God. No one else thought it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious. Like the meth heads in Breaking Bad they have the knives and they jump the guy for their meth. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
And no one found that funny except for me. But then like the people, when I was in treatment, I was talking to them about all the like hilarious meth jokes I made when I was dying. They all thought that was funny too.
Yeah.
But no one in my life that found that with trauma. Right. So all the drug addicts, or alcoholics, were just making them dark jokes.
Because that's how you cope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was also like when I got to treatment, it was like, oh, I can like talk however the fuck I want because no one's gonna be offended because we're all, versus
that's also how you heal.
True. Oh yeah. Very valid.
You can't, I feel like we can't judge anybody's healing process because everybody has a different way of coping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your story is going to inspire millions of other people to cope the way you cope.
Because they do cope. They just feel like it's wrong. It's not the right way. Like how you say, like sobriety is not linear.
Well,
like some people are not. They don't have an alcohol. Some people don't have an alcohol problem, but they have a cocaine problem. Or some people, and it's like, you know, some people just absolutely cannot drink alcohol, but they smoke pot.
Right.
And it's like, so what? They're not sober.
Right.
But
what category do I fit in that? Yeah.
There's been something that is right, wrong. And my podcast is helping the people learn to live in the middle and be okay with it. Yeah. I'm trying to learn how to not be a good girl or bad girl, but how to just be
a girl.
Yeah. But that's where I'm learning to live in the middle, and you're going to help the people. We only care about the people that care about you. That's all. That's all you should care about, because that's your demographic. If you can help the people that are like you, that's the goal. That's what makes all of this worth it. Not this, but your story, your life. Taking your pain and turning it into purpose. That's the biggest gift you can give back to life, is taking your experiences, your journey, and showing people that there's no shameful way to do it.
Yeah, that's wonderful that you say that, because I wish the reason why I got the whole thing really, where I really wanted to put myself out there, where I decided to put myself out there, is because like that's Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's okay. It's okay.
I didn't smoke before this, I swear. I'm just going through pause.
You know, it takes
what the
the
heck was I
brain
just
a
saying?
long time to also, it takes the brain like a long time to recover from a lot of use. Like even,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so it takes time to find words, even from alcohol, like for the brain to start firing on all cylinders is like a good 6 months after quitting alcohol.
Yeah.
Like you start to, like you see, obviously you see better, you feel better, you think better, but really when you start going, I can remember things where normally I'd be like, I don't remember people's names. And then I'm like, I remember everybody's name, or it takes a long time. So just be patient with yourself. Like if you're like, I can't think of words and I know them.
Well, I'm like, sometimes I get like, I like psych myself out. I like am talking and I like what I'm saying. So then I like think ahead while I'm talking about what I want to continue to say, but then I like forget about what I'm saying as I'm thinking ahead. And then I forget about what I'm even thinking about as I'm talking. And then I'm like, what am I saying? Like, I don't, like I spiral.
You have to give yourself grace when you told us when you got here that you have ADHD and you can't help it. It's also really early. The caffeine hasn't hit yet.
True.
The caffeine is gonna help, but like I feel like those moments of overwhelm, you just gotta be like, wait, my brain just needs a second. And literally, it's like maybe 30 seconds.
But it's like so silly because I'm like, I was literally talking and I couldn't remember what I was saying in the middle of, but I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe not. It could be just that it's early, but maybe not that early. But you know what I mean? Like, I think it's so normal, and also you're being asked a lot of very specific questions that maybe are bringing thoughts into your head. So you're just trying to organize them.
No, yeah, I appreciate that.
I understand when you said that you said,
I can't wait to see it.
you said you think you're answering the questions while you're thinking of the next thing to say. That is very normal. That's very ADD.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's
very,
ADD thing.
you're,
yeah.
Nothing's
So then you forget about the whole damn thing because you're thinking so hard about what you want to think about, right? So it's just like a wash.
And you don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, all that is just you caring a lot about what other people are comfortable, like making sure people understand what you're articulating.
That's the thing. I'm just so
you're worried a lot
like,
about
I want the point to get
inconveniencing, and you need to take up more space, girl, and be less worried about inconveniencing. Because
no, I know, and you were like so kind yesterday, and like just like taking me around. I was like when I went to the hotel, I'm like, I have to remember to like be confident because like I was confident to put out this content, and then I can't just like be like on the like no, this is my story and I'm gonna tell it. And like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
yeah, you do, and you'd be like, I am that bitch,
right?
I am,
because like,
your story inspired Leslie, you know. And
no, and like if she was inspired, she's been through some shit. So like, I'm gonna take that.
Absolutely, channel it. Here for a reason. And don't think about
that would even be a little bit
what everybody else is gonna say and do. Be your authentic self. Like
you're so right, because that's what got me here.
That's what got you here. And just think about like you're doing another TikTok. You know. What got you to feeling like you were ready to get out of that cycle
of like drug use? Like it became like either I was gonna die or not. So yeah, I guess like treatment I was never gonna go to treatment ever over my dead body, but I found like treatment is where you go when you have absolutely nowhere else to turn, and it keeps you alive. And a combination of being so fully addicted to these drugs that I'd been doing, on top of my mental health was like just absolute piss shit. Like it had been deteriorating for years, and I didn't realize until I got to treatment a couple weeks later. But I was like, holy hell, my mental health was in the it was just not. I didn't even. Mental health doesn't exist. Like
goo.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I thought the worst shit of myself, and I didn't even realize until I was in treatment. So like the drug addiction on top of me just absolutely despising myself in every form of the word. Like, what was I might as well just keep using it until I don't want to die. I wanted to stay high, but can't. I kept getting these fucking these heart attacks, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And what the worst thing was that, like, after I'd already overdosed, but then I had, like, eased up on this, like, meth pill I was taking. So I was like, I'm just take less. But, like, at a certain point, like, my body, like, couldn't handle, like, your body can't handle meth for very long. Like, it was shutting down so that, like, after a certain while, like, I couldn't even put one in my mouth without, like, gasping for breath and having a panic attack and, like, not being able to breathe. Last Valentine's Day was, like, truly a nightmare in hell. Like, it was right before I went into treatment. And, like, Nick comes home and he knows that I'm having all these, like, I had just overdosed, like, the day before, but I wasn't supposed to take the pills again, the meth pills, but I did. Mm-hmm. And I was starting to, like, not be able to breathe. I could feel it. So I threw myself in the shower. I'm like, I don't want Nick to know it. But then, like, it got even worse because the more you just panic. What about this? What about that? And then you're thinking about, can you breathe? Can you, like, how do I breathe? How? And then it's really hard to breathe. So I was like, I really put my boyfriend through some shit. I mean, he had already seen me, like, moving my chest and back up and down like a dog dry heaving, like, just trying to get breath in.
Yeah.
Like, how traumatic to watch your girlfriend do that.
Yeah.
I would rather be in that place than watch him do that, I don't want to watch him suffer, I'm sure. Yeah, awful. And then, so I mean, that, it just, I had, at that point, okay, and then, so after that I was like, okay, no, I really am done, I swear. So then I would, like, detox for a couple days, but then I would be like, I couldn't give it up. So then I would do it again. And then it took my friends, my high school friend, my long-term high school friends coming over and, like, giving me an intervention, like I had, like, 5 of my best friends in. Nick let him in, and I was like, do not let them in, do not let them. Came up.
You don't have a choice ananymore.
We laugh about this now, but, like, I was just completely disheveled, like, completely, like, had just survived some crazy ass night. My friends thought I was posting some really, and I'll get into this, but the shit I was posting on social media was fucking insane. And that's when why people were like starting to realize something was fucked up with me. Like, beyond just, like, Corinne's a little weird. Like, Corinne's on fucking drugs. And I was.
And so they came in.
They came in, and I had to put sunglasses. I couldn't look at them. I was like, please, you guys. Like, oh my gosh. So I was just so ashamed because basically these girls, they're like I call them my, like, little, like, they're not perfect, but, like, they're my little perfect friends. They're, like, perfect. They've never wronged me. They, like, went through life with ease, you might say, like, did the steps. Didn't seem to have as much trouble as me. So I would always try to keep my mess away from them. And then, at this point, it was just inevitable, and they knew. But then, so them coming in and seeing me like this, and I was still like tripping on meth. So, like, I still felt like and I'll explain this later, but, like, I still felt like a skeleton. So, like on top of my body. So when they were coming in, I felt like I was, like, kind of in hell as a skeleton, and my friends are coming in. I'm covering my face, like, begging. I'm like, please, you got, like, I was fucking ashamed. And they just, sat. I put some sunglasses on eventually, and that was the only way I could talk to them that day, which now we laugh about it. But, like, the concept of, like, I felt I needed to have some, like, shade from, like, my mortar. Isn't that interesting? I put sunglasses on to talk to my friends.
That's not.
Yeah. But because of that, I mean, I wasn't gonna, once they left, I was like, I can't get out of treatment now. And I still tried to, because I was like, fuck, they're never gonna let up, like, they're not gonna, my friend just had a baby. She basically warned me, like, you have to get better. You're not gonna be able to be in me and my baby's life and stuff. Very fair. But, like, still, I was like, I'm telling you, I could not fathom treatment. I was just at all, fuck no. And I was really scared of being sober. Like, just, I didn't think that would be possible for me. I was, I'll fucking just perish from the pain in my brain.
To living in your skin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so good.
Except for me a little bit.
Not to toot my own horn, but just
I'm so excited. Thank you. I feel like shit. Okay, wait. I did it again, but I'm gonna get it back because I had the thought in my head. Oh yeah. So after this intervention, you know, we were at this point we were trying to find like I thought that like treatment had to be like, I don't know. I thought like I had to find a specific program that was for like drug addiction specifically. And my therapist and I thought it would be good for me to go like to California because I'd always fucking dreamt of getting the hell out. So then that was like kind of motivating me to like, okay, well, if I go to California, I'm maybe go to treatment. But that ended up just like basically I just needed to fucking get to treatment. And like most of those, I went to Hazleton, and besides Hazleton, most of those require like a lump sum of money before your insurance like covering it. Yeah. Hazleton doesn't. They just bill you.
Oh, that's good.
So that I still, you know, I have to pay them off. But that ended up just being like, well, fuck. I mean, just get her in there.
Were your parents involved in that very much, trying to help get you there? Yeah, that's
my mom, my brother, and Nick, my boyfriend, took me to treatment. They'll tell you I was like trying to stop at Target, and then I was trying to like I was like, let's go. What was it? And then I had them like get me nicotine like when we were almost at treatment, and I'm like, oh, I'll get it myself. And then I went in there, and I was like, oh, maybe I can sneak out the back. And I'm like, oh wait, there's some weed in here too. And my mom comes in, she freaking knows what I was about to do. The guy in the store probably thought like she was making sure I didn't steal something.
You were running from this.
Yeah. Well, I was just, oh man. And the intake that I did before we drove me to Hazleton, I was honest. I told him everything. And then they ask you at the end, like, what type of treatment are you looking for? And I begged him. I was tears, please, I cannot be away from my boyfriend and my pets if I'm going to be sober. I have to at least do outpatient so I can live at home and have that comfortability. And then and I promise I'll stay sober. This. Okay. And then they were like, okay, well, here's my opinion and what we're going to like recommend your insurance to do. And he's like, yeah, you need to go to inpatient, like maybe tonight. Like, do you want to come like right now? And I was like, no. So I went the next morning, but no, I did not fool him one bit. I mean, he was like, girl, you're going to die. Get the fuck to inpatient now. Like, he literally said to leave like that moment. And I was like, okay. So we went the next morning, but I tried so hard. I was like, please let me do that outpatient. No, not a chance.
Not
a chance. Not with all the.
Not without
I
any.
was completely honest.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like maybe if I was like minor weed problem, but like, no, I was.
Well, I think I
was fully giving myself overdoses, overdosing myself.
Yeah, you needed
hundreds of milligrams of meth a day.
Yeah.
Like, your heart does not take that well. I think the hardest part was like just getting there. Like, I'm not even like I had to drive, but just like I was crying when they dropped me off. Like, just, but they let you have your phone. I made that TikTok, and I'm like, I want people to know, like, this is actually like what is the step-by-step of what is going to happen, because like I had no fucking clue like what I was going to experience the second I got in there. And maybe that's naive, but I don't know. I didn't. Maybe other people don't know. So I was like, put it out there. And I hope that like by me sharing that treatment was accessible for me and it wasn't like a jail, it was like nice and I had good things to say about it. I hope like that could encourage someone who's like afraid to go to treatment, that like maybe it would help them.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 video, 2 videos, 3 videos, when they start hearing the same thing over and over, it's repeated. It's just planting the seed and they hear things. It's not all scary because what they do hear a lot of is how scary it is. And so they need to hear more truthful.
Your face looks so good. I hope my face looks like that, by the way.
Your face looks really good. Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a point in your life when you were going through your sober journey that you were kind of seeing a light? Or did it take a long time for you to actually feel like there was progress? Like there was a light at the end of the tunnel?
Oh, like while I was, like did I have hope while I was? I had to be, because if I didn't have hope, I would have just used drugs. Unless I couldn't have, I was in treatment, but, well, okay. Yeah, there was actually a point right after treatment, everything was supposed to be good, right? They got me on these non-stimulant ADHD meds that, well, I hated them. They're called Extraterra or something. Oh my God, that made me feel so weird. But they were supposed to help. And also I was on my regular mood stabilizer. I've always been on that, Abilify, and then Prozac, like an antidepressant. So it was just that, right? And I really resent this psych from treatment because I just don't know why she didn't like think of giving me more, like probably just because I didn't know you're stripped of everything in treatment, right? So like, I didn't know that I was like not happy necessarily yet because I was still in treatment, like, and I was healing. And when I left, I was like, oh wait, my brain still hurts, but I refused to admit that. Like, I was like, no, I healed because I had a wonderful, like, theatrical almost like ending of my experience where I like capped it off with like a bow. Like I put like a fucking like play on of my story, like tied it in with like a song. Like I just like made it a thing and special to me. So I was like, okay, yep, I nailed it. Like I did treatment. Like I'm fucking healed. And I need to keep healing. But like I felt like my traumas were healed. So I was like, yeah, nope, my brain doesn't hurt anymore because my traumas are healed. I'm not dreaming about my ex every night. But like it actually was still hurting, and I didn't want to admit that. And I was like, like right away, intensely smoking an insane amount of weed right away. And my hope was that I would like only smoke when like people drink in the evening or something, you know,
recreationally.
But no, it was right back to daily, like hourly use, which was like my boyfriend was like, and then right after treatment, we had a wedding in Cancun. Which thank God I was able to like go to treatment and then go to Cancun. But all inclusive, right? Okay. Which at this point and still, alcohol's never been my problem. So that didn't bother me watching everyone get fucking shit-faced. But I had not yet traveled abroad during my drug phase. It had been years. Now I have a couple times, but I didn't know what to expect with bringing like drugs across the border, and I didn't want to risk it.
No.
It was I was like, I'm not, you know.
You were going to be sober.
I literally raw dogged it there. But like people said I could find weed on the beach. But like they charge $150, $200 for like an eighth because they can, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so whatever, my brain hurt that whole trip, but like vacation. And I wouldn't admit that it hurt, but like there was just something in like the constant need to use. And I was so sick of feeling like that. Like, oh, like, hi, I gotta smoke another hit a week so I can like get myself over this hump, or like being bored at the minute daily things, like waiting for the elevator, like exhaustingly bored, like so bored I'm like being tortured. And that's where kind of what I think of as when I say my brain hurts. So, Mexico ends, and I think and eventually then it starts getting worse. So then I'm at day treatment too, by the way. So I hadn't yet gone back to work. I'm on paid leave or on like disability or whatever. And I go back to date treatment and I'm like, all happy coming back from this vacation. Everyone's like, how'd you do? You know, like, I didn't drink. I was like, I didn't tell them about the weed because this doesn't follow that. But I mean, we had it every morning.
Oh, you're kidding. We can finish.
Okay. Well, we had it a group every morning, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And like every morning, I kept getting a little bit more uncomfortable in my brain until I was like, I need a stimulant. I need a stimulant. And I went to get sassafras, which was like the original stimulant. I was really in, not coke. It's not Molly. It's like a psychedelic.
In Mexico?
No, this was when I got back. Yeah.
When you got back.
So then I had this stuff a lot before, but it wasn't like the pills.
I think I can.
Oh yes, I can go in and squish it for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I do.
Not the exact little.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Can you show me the mirror, baby?
Oh my God, I'm scared. No, I'm not scared. I'm like excited. Not scared. Like I'm just like.
You're not. You look so good.
You look very good.
Okay, open my eyes.
Yeah.
What's that sexy thing in the mirror? No, I'm just kidding. Oh. Do you want to come to my wedding? I'm not getting married, but you know, eventually.
Our future wedding.
Oh.
I know.
And you know what? I was like, oh, you did, sir. The eyebrows. I was like, in my head, I was like, shit, I forgot to tell him how fucking weird I am about my eyebrows. Like, I want them to be higher. I want them to be thin, light.
I love it.
I love you. You fucking nailed it. And you need to put them higher. Oh, you know what you're doing, clearly. How do I get like skin like this on a regular? Is this airbrush? How did you? Wow.
It's just like how we layer it and set it and all that good stuff.
Oh my God, it would be over for y'all bitches if I could do this to myself.
I'm taking you out of business.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm literally so honored. I'm
honored too.
Boy, lordy. Hear me yak away about like mental health, but no, like literally.
I listen to women's story every day.
Okay, yeah. No, it touches people like me in situations where you might not expect someone to be like an actual, like a full drug addict, like a drug addict. Like me, I'm not in the most stereotypical, like I'm not a situation where like I'm living on food stamps, I'm like a single mom, and like, I don't even know what the stereotypical situation would be. But like my point is that like I lived a life just like my friends who came to give me the intervention, except that like the same life, right? But except that I became an addict and like had all this trauma.
But you made it.
Yes.
You made it, and that's the beautiful part about it.
And now, hopefully, if someone is like me and they have like a seemingly white Midwestern existence, I don't know, they can be like, oh, drugs are drugs and everyone can be fucking addicted. It don't matter how you were raised, like color, your anything, your sexuality, nothing. It's drugs. Yeah.
Coming out of it is the hard part, and inspiring others to come out of it is the beautiful part. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sobriety.
Thank you. This whole thing has been so wonderful and reiterating because like I was so scared to share that. Because once you share this video and I have these like photos of myself online, like then you're outing yourself to like personal contacts that never knew. That's what I cared. I didn't really care about people I didn't know, but then the personal people, but they were all in. But it's actually opened up really cool conversations with like family members even where I was able to like be honest with them. Like, yes, I was, like I've always, Nick's siblings, I've always just like pretended I'm not a drug addict and then we all know I am. And it's like, finally, let's just fucking talk about it, right? So.
And it's important to talk about it because a lot of times people don't like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you open the subject up, that it's pretty normal everywhere, you know?
It is, yeah.
It's not normal, but it's normal that it happens in everyday society.
It's a disease. It doesn't like, yeah.
And it's okay to say that you went through it and healed through it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to hear that.
I appreciate it.
You look beautiful, Leslie.
Thank you. Yeah, you do. Super excited. We're good to go.